Some days come at you like Smokin' Joe Frazier. Others are more like Matisse deciding to paint the entire studio red. Still others are like a cemetery wind. A few are like a new Stratocaster shining silver in a music store window. And then there's the ones that are like a stack of plain white envelopes on top of a bookcase in a one-bedroom apartment on Shady Side Drive in Dayton, Ohio. And it's a hard morning after another long night where once again nothing much happened. And she's looking around the place like she's never coming back. And in fact, she doesn't. And I thought it would kill me, but it didn't. Although for a while it seemed like it might. And there's a man in a wheelchair at the Grand Avenue bus stop, and he's waiting there in the crucifying cold wearing nothing but a thin green windbreaker and a Brooklyn Dodgers ball cap. And he's close to frozen blue, but he's got a fifth of Mad Dog in a brown paper sack, and he's making some headway on it, but he's not quite done when the bus lumbers up, so he waves the driver on, even though the next one's not due for at least half an hour. And I, too, am a child of denial and delusion. Like James Brown, every once in a while, I get the feeling like I ain't never gonna fucking die. But then I remember being 13 and learning how to shoot pool. And after a couple of years, I was pretty goddamn good. They were talking about me. I was making a name for myself. I was someone to be reckoned with in the dives and emporiums all around North Dayton. But as things turned out, no matter how much I worked and practiced, I could beat them all, but never the best. I could never defeat the likes of Pete Pamuti and Whitey Chastain. And one night, I said as much to Whitey, and he looked up at me from a shot he was about to make, and he said, "Hell, Jim, I ain't nothing. You should see the guys who can really play." And I got it then like an eviction notice. Desire was going to drive me crazy. I'd never be free from desire. And it must have been 10 years on at least 1,000 cuts and bruises and scars, both given and received later. And I was complaining about my fate to Jesus one day. And as usual, he didn't give me any answers. He just smiled and bummed a cigarette. And this night he handed me a mixtape and he said, "Here, listen to this. Maybe it'll help." And I guess it must have, because I'm still around, still walking that tightrope between what the fuck and whatever happens next. But even if it didn't help, it's still the best mixtape anybody ever gave me. Cypress Avenue, Van Morrison, What Little Moonlight Can Do, Billie Holiday, Visions of Johanna, Bob Dylan, Every Time We Say Goodbye, Ella Fitzgerald, Too Much Monkey Business, Chuck Berry, West End Blues, Louis Armstrong, Sweet Thing, Chaka Khan, Preaching Blues, Robert Johnson, Atlantic City, Bruce Springsteen, Rockaway Beach, The Ramones, Naima, John Coltrane, Heatwave, Martha and the Vandellas, Why Can't He Be You, Patsy Cline, Rocksteady, Aretha, Goodbye Pork Pie Hat, Charlie Mingus, Little Red Corvette Prince, and Thank You for Letting Me Be Myself Again. Sly and the Family Stone, You Can't Get Even, You Can Only Get Ready. Do what you can to stop the shit from rolling downhill. Fight for justice, practice mercy. The existence or not of God doesn't matter. Only human beings can create the kind of salvation that makes any sense. Only you and I can do the almost impossible work of forgiveness. And yes, one more time, thank you, Jesus. Thank you for letting me be myself again.
Jim Dwyer, hold it up, judges, hold it up. One, un, deux, trois, quatre. Okay, we're gonna drop 6 and we're gonna keep 6. So, and we have the thoughtful judge.